Are we doing this? We're doing this. I clicked the button and now it's live. Holy shoot! Or should I say shit? Should I say holy shoot or should I say holy shit? Let's take a vote right now whether I should say shit. Should I say holy shoot or should I say holy? That's what I was just gonna say. Take a vote right now whether I should say. My watch page always likes to interrupt me while I'm trying to conduct business. As I was saying, should I say holy shoot or should I say holy shit? There goes my monetization for this stream. Shit! I think if you say shit too many times, they automatically say that you're not allowed to have ads. I don't know. All right. Are you guys ready to have some unexpected fun? I was going to stream last night, and then the internet didn't work in my whole building, and it totally messed up my whole night. So then tonight, I was watching the Royal Rumble earlier, the WWE Royal Rumble, and it totally gave me some good idea for some new content, which I thought I would talk about live. So here we are tonight live. I have some topics that I came up with tonight and some stuff that I had planned for Friday that I can just shove in as well. So figured tonight would be like a hybrid, like a little bit of football, a little bit of non-football, entertainment, conspiracy, all sorts of good stuff, but mostly comedy. How's everybody doing tonight? How are all my party people doing? Tony Lester here. He says, holy sheep shit. Holy sheep shit indeed, Tony Lester. Got one of my beautiful mods here, Rose Bell. She says, hello, everyone. Hello, Rose. Thank you very much for showing up. Some of my non-football crew. So I had the non-football stream plan. Internet went out of whack like 40 minutes before stream. Totally messed up my night. And then tomorrow is the big games. So I know everyone's going to want to talk about the big games tomorrow. But I already made my picks, so I'm set. So tonight, I thought we would talk about some other stuff that ties into stuff. What do you guys think? This guy says, Cody finally going to finish his story. Hey, you know what? I think I might have a thing going. I just predicted the Royal Rumble winner. So I had a person ask me, one of my mods actually, I think, asked me who I think was going to win the Royal Rumble last week. And I said, I think Cody finishes his story and wins the Royal Rumble back-to-back years. Goes back to face Roman Reigns. And it happened. See? So me guessing the winner of the Royal Rumble, about the same as me guessing the winner of these playoff games coming up. It's the same thing. It's all entertainment, right? Whether I get it right or whether I get it wrong, it's entertainment. So I don't write the script. I don't have anything to do with it. All I can do is guess what they have in their hand. But I know what they have in their hand is pure bullshit and entertainment. So I have content either way, whether I get it right or whether I get it wrong. So, yeah, I think that would be worth money if I go back and pick out that clip where I predicted Cody Rhodes would win the Royal Rumble, and then he does win. See, that'll be worth money in the future. You know why I know that'll be worth money in the future? Because they're going to start having odds on pro wrestling in all those popular books very soon. And they're going to give you promos and offers like, hey, we'll give you the first $100 free betting on WWE on FanDuel. Hey, On ESPN Bet, we'll give you $150 free to bet on WWE. You can bet on CM Punk. You can bet on Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. Whoa! Once they get you to start betting on WWE and that gets popularized and all the betting outlets are running with it, they can be like, yeah, football's fake, wrestling's fake. You guys knew that, right? And everyone will be like, oh yeah, we knew that. Yeah. Yeah, you were betting on it knowing that it's entertainment, right? You knew it was fake football all along and it's fake wrestling, right? You know that, right? Yeah, we know that. Yeah. So everyone's going to act like they knew it all along once they have their money on CM Punk and he loses. The Los Angeles says, if I put $5 on all 20 parlays, do you think I would hit a couple tomorrow anytime TDs? I don't like to bet on player props or none of that. In fact, I never do. I don't like betting on players. I only like to focus on the side. You know what I mean? Like I try to get a good feel for like the winner, the loser, and who's going to cover the spread and how. And if I get focused on like, oh, also the total and also like parlays and this and that, dude. So I try to keep it simple, just like focus on like, okay, let me just hit one or two big games right, and that'll be cool. And in this case, where I feel strongly about both, I can parlay these two together and get some really good odds, which is what I'm doing. I'm in on money line 49 or money line Chiefs and 49ers to cover the 7.5. It's juicy. If you parlay those two, you can bet just a little and you'll still make a nice chunk. So I'm doing Chiefs money line personally. Not a lot. I'm not super confident, but I'm doing Chiefs money line, 49ers to cover 7.5. That's the way I'm going. And if it doesn't work out, oh well. It's still fake and phony, whether I get the pick right or wrong. It's all fake and phony baloney. And what I'm getting at is they're going to start having popular wrestling matches with odds, and they're going to like force it like, you can bet on wrestling. And they'll let you win a little bit at first if you were to bet on wrestling. Let's say you bet on Cody Rhodes and then he wins and you win money and you'll be like, holy shit, you can bet on the WWE and win. Once they entice you into betting on the WWE, then they can be like, yeah, WWE, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, it's all the same. You knew that, right? It's all entertainment. So we're getting close to where they're going to offer you good odds to bet on pro wrestling. And once they have you betting on pro wrestling, then they can say, well, yeah, it's all entertainment. And everyone will be like, oh, yeah, we knew that. We always knew it was entertainment the whole time. All right. Whizman Ballin says, I don't care who you betting on. Just get Taylor Swift out of here. Hey, you know what? They can totally swerve me. If they wanted to swerve me, they'll do Detroit, Baltimore, and I'll be like, shit, they got me. I totally did not think Vegas wanted Detroit and Baltimore. So if they do Detroit, Baltimore, I'm smoked. As long as I get one of them right, then I can say, hey, I'm half right. But if I get both of them right, Chiefs, Niners, well, I got my bed set one way or the other. But it doesn't change the fact that it's fake football, whether I get my picks right or wrong. And personally, I think Taylor Swift's going to be there. Oh, yeah. All right. Let me go down. So let me try and scroll through a bunch of comments because they're coming in fast. We got Evan says, Jake, I'm scripted. Help me. Well, do something completely random and unscripted that can't be scripted, like this. You have to do something so crazy like this. Was that? What? See, if you do something like that out of nowhere, then you won't be scripted because nobody can possibly plan to do what I just did. And if you ask me to do what I just did over again, I don't even remember quite what I just did or how I quite did it. So I couldn't possibly do that twice. So therefore, not scripted. See? That's all you got to do. So just do what I just did or something like it. And then, as long as you do it your own way, then it won't be scripted. So just make something up completely crazy, sporadic, off the top of your head, and just do it. And right then and there, you, sir, will no longer be scripted. All right? Hope I helped. There you go. I'm changing the world one man at a time. So Lil Ace says, why don't you bet on NBA? I don't like basketball. And so when the football season ends, I'm going to go on talking about other stuff like what they have planned at the border. You know, it's going to be fake. So once the games end on Monday, they have something planned with this Texas border thing, and it's going to be fake. And so I'm going to get back to work, like talking about fake news and other stuff because you see, they script the fake news around your fake football. So they have it ready to where when your fake football ends, and there's going to be a 2 week gap of no fake football, they got a Texas border shit thing. So in a fake ass damn trucker convoy ready. Ha! Ha! You guys remember, those of you who've been following me for a while, the convoy shit? The Canada convoy? The America convoy? What do convoys do? They do this. Whenever I hear truckers and convoy are involved, you know what I automatically do? I go, this is what I do. So guess what? Come Monday morning, they have a script ready. And it's about, oh, truckers are headed for the Texas border. We'll wait and see what happens. And I'll cover it as it happens. But I can already tell you, it's going to be fake as shit. All your news and all your football and your whole reality is pretty much all fake and bullshit. And this is your one stop shop for the truth. Right here. That's why I don't bet on NBA. I guess. I think that answered your question. Dude, I see it coming already. The Texas border shit. And then, like, truckers, convoy. Dude, what do truckers do? Oh, they block the roads and honk their horns. The government's so scared. Jake, you don't know, man. Them truckers, they're gonna do. You don't know. I did this for like years already. I've been down this path. You can scroll back to my trucker shit years ago. I already told you it's infiltrated, it's fake, and it's phony. Just like your phony baloney football. So don't anyone dare tell me that the truckers are gonna do jack shit. Jake, you don't know, man. Trump and them truckers is gonna dirt, dirt, dirt. No, they're not. It's all fake and bullshit. I don't have anything to gain by telling you that. That's just the truth. In fact, I do have something to gain. It makes me feel good to tell you the truth. So that's what I have to gain. So yeah, it's fake and bullshit. Other than that, yeah, like I don't know what else to tell you. Anyone's still believing that like some truckers are gonna like park on a street and honk their horn and shit, and like the government's gonna be like, "Whoa, we didn't see this coming. Oh, we're gonna bow down to you people now." So whenever I see convoy and truckers are involved, I immediately go, "That's bullshit. That's gonna do nothing." And they've also invited the American people to get involved. So what happens is people like get involved, and what you do is you drive and you waste your gas and you do nothing, and nothing is accomplished. And people are like, "I was there. It was real. I drove my car and I honked my horn. I swear we made a difference." See? Oh, did you? Did you make a difference when you honked your horn and drove around? I've I've seen this routine. Make a difference in the world. Get in your car and spend money driving around in traffic. Show your frustration for the bad guys by getting in your vehicle. Make sure your registration is paid. Make sure your insurance is paid. Make sure that you're abiding all traffic laws. All that good stuff. And get out there and drive around and show the government you mean business and honk your horn. That's what's going to happen soon. Pretty much going to nail this one. So yeah, when your football ends on Sunday, come Monday morning, they got a script ready, and it's going to be border crisis. See how they get the football to be scripted perfectly around the news? You know how I know this? Because I heard already that the convoy's scheduled for Monday morning. We're going to schedule the convoy for Monday morning after the games. Gee, are you too afraid to go head to head with the games? Convoy master, planner, guy? See, so I already know. And I'm not connected. So they put it out there for everybody to know that there's going to be a convoy on Monday morning. So anyone can know that. And they have it planned. There's going to be a convoy of truckers going to the border. Clown trades his public money is on the Chiefs now, per your sources. Spooked. I don't know. Them pages are looking mighty suspect. I wouldn't trust any of the pages giving you any of the handles now. I've seen all the pages go right to 50-50 for spread. Basically, all of them across the board on both games are showing like 50-50 money on spread. So your sites, throw them out the window. It comes down to what you think. And they made a ton of money already. So I don't think they mind paying out maybe one side as long as they get money on the other. And they can rip you off and get their money in other ways. So I see them paying out one underdog, and then I see them paying out one favorite, in my opinion. And Chiefs and Niners is the matchup in my script. And if I get it wrong, or if I'm half right, oh well, whatever. I'll still break down the Super Bowl and in the NFC and AFC championship and show all the fake plays and show that it's fake. It doesn't matter what my picks are. The point of this channel is that it's fake football. It's all for entertainment. All the players are in on it. Oh, and thank you for the donation, Cloud Trades. Says writing brother, Chiefs Super Bowl 400 to win 4K all you. Well, you shouldn't base your bets just because, of my picks. because I get them wrong sometimes too. I've got more right than I have wrong, but I've definitely been wrong. So they could do the color conspiracy logo shit and make it super obvious, and I'll be like, wow, they cut out Taylor Swift and did the obvious color. That would blow me away, but I guess they could. I mean, they have enough money that they can do whatever they want, really. But in my opinion, like, Taylor Swift being there is worth more money. The defending champs, Pat Mahomes, being there, and the actual champs defending their title against the 49ers makes more sense than any other matchup. You see what I'm saying? So in my script, the most money for Vegas and the most money that they can possibly make is Mahomes versus Purdy. Vegas hosting Californians and the Chiefs fan base, and they can come in, flood Vegas, book every hotel room, and so that's how I see Vegas making the most money. Now, could I be wrong? Sure, but that's my pick. And whether I get it right or wrong, it's like picking Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. If you get a wrestling matchup wrong, uh, does it change the fact that it's all just fake and phony and for entertainment purposes, right? So once they get people to bet on these WWE matches and they popularize betting on pro wrestling, and I think they can do that by offering incentives. Get your first $100 free betting on WWE on FanDuel. $150 free betting on WWE on ESPN Bet. You see what I'm saying? If they offer you a promo and they popularize betting on pro wrestling, they can blur the lines of like, yeah, it's all entertainment. Are you willing to bet $50 on your favorite wrestler or your favorite football team? It's all the same, whichever you like. You might win betting on your favorite wrestler and lose betting on your favorite football team. So, what does that mean? You like betting on entertainment more than betting on real football? See, they can blur the lines, then they'll be like, yeah, it was all entertainment. It was all entertainment that you were wagering your money on. And you knew that, right? All those bets you lost, you knew it was entertainment the whole time, right, sucker? They have to ease the transition so that no one ever snaps and, takes it out on the players for all the money that they lost. They have to watch it so that no gambler ever snaps, figures out that it's phony football, and decides to take it out on the players. Yeah, they have to kind of watch it because that moment might come where an unhinged fan might have lost so much money and figured out that it's fake that he decides to target a player or something. Right? So now they have to make sure that you know that it's fake and it's entertainment. So the day's coming and they're going to let you figure it out that it's entertainment and then be like, yeah, it was entertainment. You knew the whole time, right? And you'll be like, yeah, we always knew. Jim Harbaugh won the college national title. Now it's John's turn to win the Super Bowl, so Ravens will win it all. See, I could easily counter that and say that, like, one John won, so the other John loses as a duality. Boop-a-da-boo, right? Remember what we did, the John versus John deal? One John wins, one John loses. So I can easily say that one of these Johns is not going to be so fortunate. I think it's too much success for Michigan to have Lions and Michigan win in the same year. It's too much success. That much success is not allowed. Sorry, Michigan. I just don't feel it for Detroit. I think come tomorrow, the Niners are going to smack around Detroit, which will warrant them being the favorite against the Chiefs by about 2.5 points. That's my prediction. So I see the Chiefs knocking off Baltimore in a tight game. And then I see the Niners punishing the Lions. So Chiefs Niners, and the Niners are going to be like a 2.5 point favorite. Oh, and this guy said Ravens win it all, and I went on about the Michigan thing, about what the Lions. My bad, dude. I don't think the Ravens are going to win it because Patrick Mahomes is a better draw than Lamar. My bad. I got mixed up when with the Harbaugh deal, and you said Ravens win it all, and then I went on about a Detroit situation. My bad. So I don't think Ravens win it because they aren't as big of a draw as Kansas City. I could be wrong. I'm basing my pick on the defending champions being there, Mahomes, the established superstar quarterback, more so than Lamar, Taylor Swift flying in from Japan, Mr. Fitzer, Kelsey being there. So I'm basing my pick more on superstar status, getting as many viewers to watch. So I could be wrong. Perhaps they swerve me and put Lamar and the Ravens in there, but I don't see it. All right. Let's swerve away from football for well, hold on. I'm getting a super chat coming in. Bruce Hanson says Illuminati chasing Kelsey 2 years into NFL average stats, 800 yards a year, and got a freaking TV show for one season, dating a girl from all 50 states. Okay. But yes, I kind of catch what you're putting down. So yeah, Kelsey has been thrusted upon the American public. He's in TV commercials, endorsement ads every day, running in every game. And what's he promoting? I have a prop just for this. The jib jab. We have to watch what we say so that we don't get taken down and whatnot. But basically, we have a man who's uh, a proponent of a chemical concoction. He's promoting a chemical concoction, right? And so he's been dubbed Mr. Pfizer, if you will. So I think that has a lot to say for it. So the fact that he is left wide open. And for those of you wondering, this is for inoculating mushroom jars, not for doing any sort of illegal drugs, okay? This is for inoculating mushroom jars and growing mushrooms, edible mushrooms, okay? Not for doing any sort of drugs. So don't get confused by this. It's way too big to be doing any sort of drug. All right. Darewood says Odell, anytime TD opened it, plus 330, 111th game, probably last game for the Ravens lose. Hey, he might get it, bro. Hey, if you feel good on player props, go for it. I don't look into any of that stuff at all because that's just too much for me to focus on. I just don't care. Right. So my whole point is it's fake and phony. I make picks because my picks became super popular, more so than me exposing that it's fake and phony, which is weird. But anyway, so I don't like to look too far into it because I just don't care who wins or loses. It's all fake and phony and full of baloney at the end of the day. So if you feel good on that, go for it, man. I already made my picks and I'm comfortable with it, win or lose, whatever. You know, I picked my sides and my spreads, and I'm done with it. So I don't feel like touching any more props or any of that. But thank you for the donation. And hey, if any of you guys think that those numbers right there lead to you winning a bet, go for it. Okay, so let me stray away from football a little bit, but still stay on the same path. Not too long ago, Eminem was at a Lions game, and I don't think it's the original Eminem. I think the original Eminem is long gone. So let me go ahead and show you the footage of this Eminem imposter, in my opinion, at the Detroit Lions game. Let me find the right video. Hold up, 1 minute. Let me find the right video of him being at the Lions game. Uh, so I've long time had the stance that the original Eminem has been replaced, and that this is not the same Eminem that we started with. And so I'll make a few cases for why I think that, and why, if anyone thinks that's crazy, why maybe you should look into Eminem being an imposter as far as this individual is concerned. So, first off, what 50-year-old man wears a hoodie and a hat at the same time and hides his face inside of a football game where you're doing a public appearance? It's almost as if Homeboy's trying to hide his face. There's a spot where I wanted to focus on his face. Let me try and find it. Damn it. There we go. So this beard that he's got, this right here don't look right to me. This beard be looking kind of weird. Anyone who's ever seen old footage of Eminem, he never had a beard that looked like that. So how come when he's 50, he's gonna start rocking this terrible looking beard? Looks like somebody inserted some fake hair into a mask. Hey, check this out. That right there's a 50-year-old man. I'm a 40-year-old man, right? I'm 40. I can show you videos of me 10 years ago, and the only thing different is that I got a little bit of gray hair. So I know what natural aging looks like. And let me tell you what, that right there ain't natural aging. So if you check me out from 10 years ago, It's the same dude, except I'm rocking some gray hair now. No one says Kid Rock's been replaced. It's the same Kid Rock. Check out Kid Rock from 20 years ago and check out Kid Rock now. Yeah, that's the same dude. There's no Kid Rock conspiracy that he's been replaced, but there is a conspiracy that this dude has been replaced. And the reason why is because that dude right there looks like he's like 30 years old wearing a damn mask. That dude is not 50 years old right there. You're saying that guy's 50 years old? All right. I know there's a better video that shows even closer up of his face, and I'm missing it somewhere. Damn it. Where's it at? Shit. All right, let me pull up a better example because I know I saw a video or a picture the other day that made that his beard just looking so phony and weird. All right. Check this out. Look at this beard, dude. Look at this face. Look at this. This is the one that I used for the thumbnail. I was trying to find this freeze frame in the live video. So this is basically what I'm looking for. Like, do you guys realize in Hollywood, they have masks that somebody can wear and make it look like it's Eminem, but that's not the real Eminem. You guys realize the real Eminem doesn't look like that, and he's been long gone. And they can make people think for a decade Eminem is alive. And all they need is an imposter like this and some sound alikes. And they can keep a multi-million-dollar character, $100 million character rolling year after year. And it's not even real. They have that power. They have that ability to fake a character, is what I'm telling you. So my thing is like, okay, he's 50 and he rocks a hat and a hoodie and a weird beard that looks like somebody inserted a bunch of fake hairs into a damn prosthetic mask of some kind. You're telling me that's how he likes to go out in an indoor game? An indoor football game? That's what he's going to rock at 50 years old? He didn't rock that when he was younger in his prime. Come on, man. You guys remember what Eminem used to look like? I think a lot of people are young, 30 years old, 25 years old. Maybe you're watching me and you don't know what Eminem used to look like or what he used to sound like. I might have to pull up a video of real Eminem to show you what the difference is. Check it out. So they did this originally. They replaced Paul McCartney from the Beatles. So one of the biggest replacement conspiracies ever is that Paul McCartney died in a car accident and they replaced him with an imposter. And the imposter played uh, right handed and McCartney's left handed. So all they had to do was just have him learn how to play left handed and they had a dead ringer. So apparently they replaced Paul McCartney and got away with it. And we've been looking at a replacement Paul McCartney all these years. And so if they got away with it that long ago with the Beatles, how many times since then have they replaced celebrities? I don't know if you guys noticed, but I do. There's one day where a celebrity is no longer the same person, and you're like, wait a minute, that ain't the same Dave Chappelle. Who the hell's that guy? Where'd Dave Chappelle go? And people are like, oh no, that's the same Dave Chappelle. And it's like, no, it's not. Hey, where's Eminem? What the hell happened to Eminem? Where'd he go? Oh, he's still around. That's not Eminem. See, so I notice when celebrities are no longer the same person. And there's entire gigantic groups of other people who do notice, who aren't tied to me in any way, super fans even, who notice that these people have been replaced. But it's not one of these conspiracies that is tied to every person. So there, like I said, there's no group of people saying, oh, Kid Rock's been replaced. That's not the same kid. No, of course it's the same damn Kid Rock, right? But there's a shitload of people who don't think that's the same Eminem. And I am one of them. There's a shitload of people who don't think the original Dave Chappelle is the same guy that we're getting shown now. And I'm one of them. So they have the ability to take a celebrity, remove them, and give you an imposter. And as long as most people buy it, then that person is now the real thing. Furthermore, I think your President Joe Biden could be an imposter. That's not the original Joe Biden. So we have a president who's also not the original, which means the president can be played by any talented actor with a mask. They can have a CGI Joe Biden address the nation at any moment, and it will look flawless like a real person, and it will be so hard to tell. So if they can have a CGI Joe Biden address the nation, if they can have an actor put on a Joe Biden mask, well, then Joe Biden could have been long gone a long time ago, right? So we basically are to the point where your president might not even be the same guy. Surprise, your whole world is fake. Look into any of these things which I say, which I've already made videos about. It's a rabbit hole. You will find exactly why I say the things I say if you go down any of these rabbit holes. So we checked out Weird Beard Eminem. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I have a bad habit missing super chats and rambling. Okay, doesn't look like it. Let's take a look at some old school Eminem. I'm going to find an example of a real Slim Shady if I can. All right. And I'll have to just play it in small clips so that I don't get copyright claimed or whatever. Let me see if I can play a few clips and get away with this. So this is what Eminem really looked like. And so if this is in 1999 and now he's 51 right? So what? Then he's like what? 25 years old. So this is M 25 years ago, and we're talking, and we're supposed to believe it's the same dude. Let me play just a little clip.
Started off. Yo, my name is Shady. His name is Proof. Yo, we used to have a roof up on my house, but now we had a mouse that ate the cheese out of the fridge. Didn't want to admit that I was on welfare when I was 3. Plus, when I was 4, my mother used to leave. She used to always slam the door and say, goodbye, goodbye, Marshall. I'm leaving, I'm single, and right now I'm going to mingle at bingo. Yeah, see you later, alligators, what she said. Then I was
And so when I look at that dude, that's the real guy. And now they're parading this dude who looks about the same age as this guy. The dude who's the imposter Eminem looks about this age. The imposter Eminem looks like he's a 30-year-old dude pretending to be a 50-year-old dude. So we're going to say in 1999, that's the real Eminem right there. And now let's do a quick comparison to today's Eminem that we see. Pull that up. Wipe the sides of my mouth so that I don't get shit on the sides of my mouth so people don't talk about that. So let's compare that Eminem that I just showed you with Lions game Eminem. So you're telling me this is the same dude? That's the same guy that we just looked at in the video, and now he's rocking a hoodie and a hat in a weird beard that's black now. Okay. You're telling me this is the same dude that we just looked at? It don't seem like the same dude at all to me. God, I don't know how anyone really buys it, but they do. People are like, he got older. Really? Because it looks like a 30-year-old dude who's made out to be 50. He's the same age as Snoop Dogg. He's like 1 year younger than Snoop Dogg. That shit don't look right to me, y'all. Looks like we got a fake imposter Eminem. And we have had a fake imposter Eminem for a long time. Oh, so you got it all wrong, bro. There's a million Eminem sound-alikes. So once Eddie Van Halen did something amazing and unlocked a new way to play guitar, there was a million knockoffs. So the same thing happens with rappers. Once one guy comes along and raps in a new style and and then a bunch of like guys copy that style and sound exactly like him. What you can do is have no Eminem alive. Eminem can be dead. You can have the top 10 best Eminem sound-alikes come up with an album and sell it. And as long as there's enough money calling it Eminem's new album, you'll think it's Eminem's new album. And it could be all imposter shit. All dudes who wish they were Eminem. All dudes who are sounding like Eminem who ripped him off. They could have the best Eminem ripoffs make an Eminem album and tell you that that's Eminem. And as long as they have a dude who can go out there and perform a little bit, who puts on the mask with the weird beard. They've got your money. They've got you invested in this guy and whatever he says. And what does he say? That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Should I pour it on Donald Trump? Probably not. Eminem rhyme. Whoa. Good stuff. Anti-Trump. What else did he talk about in his raps? Didn't he have a rhyme about COVID being real in his in somebody coughing? I don't know that his songs or whatever, but I know there was one of his rhymes where he talked about somebody coughing or wearing a mask and COVID, and he pushed the mainstream narrative, right? So he doesn't come along and rap about how COVID is not real. He doesn't come along and rap about how the election is fake and phony, and both candidates are working for the bad guys. No, instead that's an awfully hot coffee pot. Should I pour it on Donald Trump? Probably not. Right? Does Eminem rap about outer space being fake? Does Eminem rap about the truth about them buildings coming down on 9/11? No. So there's no real truth that's going to come out of this character. In fact, anything that he raps about is going to be all public mainstream narrative. So it suits the government and the industry label executives, what have you, the bad guys, to have a character who they control, who they call Eminem, and they can control all his public opinions and thoughts, along with the music and the message. So they can sell that music and that message, which they control, and they can have the character, show up at Lions games and promote how he doesn't like Donald Trump, or he promotes how when he's out in public and someone is coughing and he wants to wear a mask, what have you. So, see, none of these guys are ever rapping any real truth. And then the ones who rap about truth have tattoos on their face in their industry plants. So if you have someone who starts rapping about truth, the Tom McDonald type, oh, they're covered in tattoos and tied back to the same damn record labels. You can't win. Yes. Here's one of my rules. If you see someone with tattoos on their face and their music isn't good, but it's getting promoted, what does that tell you? That's a compromised individual who's sold their soul and is getting promoted artificially, and they've shown their allegiance by getting tattoos on their face and shit to show that they're willing to sacrifice their body for evil. So a lot of times you'll see these individuals come out of nowhere and explode, like, oh, we're supposed to think Post Malone's amazing now. And he just so happens to look like some tweaker with tattoos on his face. Anyone who has tattoos on their face, you know what that says to me? I make terrible decisions. What person gets a damn tattoo on their freaking face? Right? So anyone who does that screams that you make terrible impulse decisions. So anyone who has tattoos on their face who's also propped up in the music industry and is a millionaire, yeah, good chance they're a satanic industry plant. Almost a 100% chance. And who am I to say that? Oh, a guy without fucking tattoos on my face. Or anywhere. I don't have any. People have made a lot of accusations about me, but I've never been in a state where I felt like I needed somebody to desecrate my body with ink and a needle and what have you. So I don't have any tattoos. And so when I say I think it's fucking ridiculous for anyone to get one on their face, and they're a famous musician at the same time. And then I see lots of face tattoo musicians all famous at the same time, all looking like crackheads at the same time. Must be because they're such good musicians, right? Let's go take a look at Lil Wayne trying to play guitar with his tattoos on his face. You're just a hater that those guys are more famous than you. Okay. I'm jealous that those guys have more money and more fame and more tattoos on their face than me. That's why I call them out for being satanic shitbags. Because I'm so jealous, right? There's always somebody, bro, you're just a hater. Post Malone and Lil Wayne are awesome. And tattoos on your face means nothing. Like this dude right here, Lil Wayne is a good dude. Dude, in what universe do you live in, bro? A good dude? How the hell did you end up on my channel? What's going on? How can someone who thinks Lil Wayne is a good dude end up on the Jake the Asshole channel? You must have came in last week because of football, huh? Anywho. Joe Ruiz, Lord of the Rings says, "Can you sing another one hits the pole doink?" Another one hits the pole doink. I like it. All right. Acapella, no background, no vocal. Oh my God, what am I saying? Auto tuner. That's what I was looking. I was like trying to think. No auto tuner, right? I'm gonna sing this off the cuff acapella, no auto tune. I don't know if you guys are used to hearing what actual singing sounds like anymore because of all the auto tuning and bad singers out there, but let me see if I can dust this one off for you. La 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 la. Well, I tried to tell you so, but I guess you didn't know. They be messing with your goals, and there's magnets in the poles. You lied to me. All those field goals I thought were so real. You lied to me. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You lied to me. All those field goals I thought were so real. You lied to me. And now I cry. Now I cry, 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 return of the doink. It is return of the doink. Come on, return of the doink. Another one hits the pole. Return of the doink. Once again, return of the doink. Bump, bump the world, return of the doink. And another one hits the pole. Don't you know? Right. There you go. That's right, no beat, no music, no auto tune, no backup singers, no backing track. That's right. Somebody requests that I sing a song. I sing it and I bring it. Thank you. All right. Thank you for being here, old school subs and new school subs. All right. So one of the things I do is I do comedy and truth, and I mix it together. I do. Oh, thank you for the donation, says Bravo, sir, from Beef. Thank you, Beef, for the donation. I appreciate that, Beef. So one of the things I like to do is do impersonations, impressions, and I have a few that I think I do really well. So I think I do the best Ice Cube impression for a white guy. Out of all the white guys who do Ice Cube's impression, I think I do the best. You guys let me know what you think. All right. So here's my Ice Cube impression. I was trying to buck with Eminem. I was trying to do a song. He was like, hell no, I ain't trying to buck with you. So we ain't trying to work together. I ain't trying to buck with him. He was like, hell no. So I was like, what? Fuck you. He was like, yeah. And I was like, what? Hell yeah. Man, I got blackballed when I tried to go on Oprah. Man, I get blackballed for telling the truth. I be trying to tell the truth. And I got blackballed on Oprah. Oprah saying she don't want me on because I tell the truth too much, man. So I was like, fuck you. She was like, what? And I was like, hell yeah. NBA, they ain't trying to fuck with me. I ain't trying to fuck with them. I was trying to do something with the NBA, and they was like, hell no. So I was like, fuck you. And they was like, what? There you go. So Ice Cube. Tell me that's not the best white guy doing Ice Cube you ever heard in your life. And if you know another white guy who does Ice Cube better than me, you're a fucking liar. Just kidding. Or am I? This guy, Quick Wrench Tool Junkie, says that was Mouse Marshall Eminem at Lions game. Yeah, dude, that guy at the Lions game, like that's clearly not the same Eminem that we started with. That's not a 50-year-old man who chose to wear a black hoodie and a black hat together at the same time indoors at a Lions game and rock a weird beard that looks like somebody stuck a bunch of fake hairs into his face. No way! Why would he do that when he could look so much better? It's almost like he's hiding his face on purpose because it's not the real Eminem. But, you know, if you say it's not the real Eminem and he's hiding his face, people think you're crazy. Well, call me crazy, but that ain't the real fucking Eminem. And no one will ever convince me that it is. All right. So check it out. Out of all the white guys on the internet, I also think that I do the best Chris Rock impression out of every person who's ever attempted to do Chris Rock. I believe I have the best Chris Rock impression. And it goes something like this. Will Smith slapped the shit out of me. Do you remember when Will Smith slapped the shit out of me? That was the most famous shit I've done in the last decade was get slapped the shit out of by Will Smith. I still got summertime ringing in my ears. Black people, white people, black man walking down the street trying to act like a white people when a white man Obama trying to be Rihanna walking down the street, white people. There you go. Tell me that there's another person who does Chris Rock better than me. If you come up with one person who does Chris Rock better than me, you're a fucking liar. I don't believe you. Just kidding, or do I? That's how that joke works. You won't see anyone in Hollywood do that joke because they're pussy. You won't see any stand-up comics trying to steal my jokes because they can't. And if they did, I would find them and bitch slap them so they don't do it. Let me tell you something. If you want me to do a Randy Savage impression, then you're gonna need to back up the truck and load it full of Slim Jims, brother. Oh yeah, 'cause I'm gonna need a whole lot of Slim Jims. Oh yeah. If you want me to continue to abuse my esophagus, it's like esophagus damage. Doing a Randy Savage impression requires damaging your throat on purpose. It's not a good idea. I can only do it for like 30 seconds, then I have to stop. If I do it for a full minute, then tomorrow I'll have a raspy voice. It'll suck. You're only allowed 30 seconds of Randy Savage. That's it. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. When the Hulkster shows up at WrestleMania and has all his Hulksters out there screaming, you better take your vitamins, brother, and your mother and your brother and your sister and your brother and his cousins and his brother and your auntie and your uncle brother are going to take their vitamins and you're going to brother your vitamins, brother. And that's when the Hulkster is going to reach down and have all the Hulkamaniacs at his back Hulkster and maniacs in, brother. There you go. So there's some Hulkster for you. And Elmo.
When Elmo show up to the ring, Elmo gonna kick your butt. Hulk Hogan, I'm gonna throw you over the top rope and go to WrestleMania.
Let me tell you something, brother. Elmo, if you think you're gonna throw the Hulkster over the top rope, you got another thing coming. And brother, these 28 million inch pythons are gonna toss you and your puppet ass right over those ropes, brother. And you better bet your mother and you better take your vitamins, Elmo, because this Sunday, brother, Hulkster's gonna throw your puppet ass right over the top rope.
Elmo is gonna wipe the floor with the Hulkamania. Elmo is gonna be number one.
In what world does Elmo beat Hulk Hogan? In my world, that's what I have scripted to happen. Elmo is going to headline WrestleMania and is going to beat Hulk Hogan. You heard it here first. Yeah, every once in a while, I got to show everybody who's the comedy boss, who's the comedy king. I'm not a football pick'em guy. I'm not a conspiracy nut. I'm the funniest motherfucker who ever lived and who ever will live. You heard that? That's right. That's my brand. I am the funniest comedian who ever lived. And all the other bullshit comedians repeat their bullshit jokes over and over again. I can make up new jokes on the spot like I did tonight. And I have old jokes at my disposal that I can retell if I ever feel like it. Making me the greatest comedian of all times. And nobody can match what I have already done and will continue to do. Let me tell you something. I can't tell you something before I tell you that I need to tell you something. When I told you screw your freedom, I did not mean screw your freedom like you think it means. What I mean is you need to reinforce your freedom with screws. I want to apologize for saying screw your freedom because as you took it out of it's not what I meant to say. I meant that you need to take your freedom and you need to
take screws and you need to reinforce your freedom with screws. So when I said screw your freedom, what I really meant is that the freedom is very important, in that you need to take screws and you need to drill the reinforcement into the freedom. And so your freedom is reinforcement with the screws.
There you go. Esquire 1995 says, keep bringing the comedy. So glad I found your page. The whole world is fake. Indeed. And I plan on busting the whole world's balls collectively. I'm going to take the entire world's balls and line them up. I'm going to bust them one at a time. You hear that, world? I'm going to bust every single one of your balls before I'm done. All of you. I'm not going to leave one ball unbusted. That's a good one to come up with on the spot. Not gonna leave one ball unbusted. Has anyone ever said that before? I don't think so. I think I just invented it. All right. Got a super sticker coming in from Pure Blood. Thank you, Pure Blood, for the super sticker. I super appreciate that. Trixie Andrews says, does Biden have balls to bust? I don't know. Do you? I don't have a funny joke lined up for that one. I wish I did. Jason C says, history is a lie. You know, basically, yeah, anything that they say happened like before I was born, I'm like, yeah, that's probably a lie. Right? I pretty much have figured out, okay, moon landing lie, so therefore outer space lie, so therefore universe lie, so therefore everything that they've basically ever told us lie. Great! Awesome. So I get to start from scratch trying to figure it out, knowing that everything that they told me is a lie. Cool beans! It's good times trying to figure out everything, knowing everything is a lie that you were already told. If you're going to call me insane, you should probably use an apostrophe RE, as in you are fucking insane. Because right now, you're fucking insane is not proper grammar. So if you're going to call someone fucking insane, you should probably say you are or you're with the apostrophe RE. Otherwise, it makes you look stupid. So you don't want to look stupid when you're calling someone else insane because you're grammatically ignorant, right? Ha! See how that works? Oh, and while we're at it, the word lose has one O. The word loose has two O's. Loose is the opposite of tight. Lose is the opposite of win. Lose has one O. I see a lot of people telling me about what team is going to lose. The Ravens are going to lose. The Chiefs are going to lose. And I'm like, dude, how can you get to this stage in your life and not know that the word lose is spelled with one O? Whatever, though. You just call me a grammar Nazi and then we move on. Clown Trade says, what's your favorite brand of raw milk yogurt? Oh, I get one from Modesto, California. So I drive out to a farm and I get mine $6 a gallon. That's the cheapest I can get it, from a farm in Modesto that does raw milk. And I might have the leftover carton to show you. There you go. So that's what mine looks like. This one's called Raw Milk Simply Bottled. And it's a small farm. That's where I get mine. All right, we're back. Looks like it glitched out for a little bit. Hopefully the internet sorts itself out. I've had some internet issues here in the last few days. Guy says, dude, I got some fractured ribs. Stop making me laugh. See, I can turn it on and turn it off. I have the real funny business at the tip of my fingers. So like I can do something that nobody can do and like instantly turn on the funny business whenever I want. So for instance, I'm like the best beatboxer who ever lived, and I won like so many beatbox championships that they barred me from competing at beatboxing because I'm the best. So basically, like, I'm so good at beatboxing that they told me I'm not allowed to beatbox anymore competitively because it's an automatic that I'm gonna win. So if I show up to a beatboxing contest, they're like, "Whoa, Jake the asshole's here, dude. You can't you can't sign up and perform here. You'll make everyone look terrible, and you're so good that you'll automatically win. So no, you're banned from ever beatboxing." So I'm like a 6-time back to back to back to back to back to back to back champion at beatboxing. And so they don't even allow me to compete anymore. Would you guys like to hear some of my beatboxing? You see how I set that joke up? Would you guys like to hear some of my beatboxing skill? And mind you, I'm the best beatboxer who ever lived times infinity, and I've been barred from competing. What is going on? Looks like my internet connection is shit. Looks like they don't want me to do my beatboxing. All right. Looks like we're back and running smoothly. Okay, you guys ready for me to do some beatboxing? Hit the thumbs up if you guys are ready for me to show off my beatboxing skills. Hit the thumbs up right now if you're having fun and you want me to show off my beatboxing skills. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready to see the beatboxing champion, the best beatboxer of all time?
Patapataton, patapatating ting. Doodly doo. Bing. Boom boom. Whoop. Skeet. Ting. Pew. Ting. Pew. Ting. Pew. Huh? Pretty good, huh? Huh? Best you ever saw? I know. I get that all the time. That's right. You don't got to tell me. That's why they banned me from all the beatboxing competitions. Because I'm so good. They were like, dude, we don't want you here. You're so good. And I'm like, I know. Thank you. That's right. 6-time beatboxing champion, back to back to back to back to back, banned from every beatboxing championship ever because I'm so fucking good. That's right. Got a pure blood super sticker for talking about that shit. Thank you. I know it's the best beatboxing you ever heard because I'm the best beatboxer that ever lived. So, I mean, if you listen to me beatbox, then you're always going to hear the best you've ever heard. I mean, there's nobody who can ever recreate what masterpiece I just did, right? That beatboxing I just performed, one of a kind artwork. It cannot be recreated, not even by me. I don't even know what the fuck I did. Anywho,
A Birdman with a donation says, sounded like the human bop it. Well, thank you. That was my intention, to sound like a human bop it and then get you to send me money for sounding like that. So it worked. Thank you. Just kidding. Not. It's terrible. Well, I already think it's a foregone conclusion. As you know, I'm going to return to the Oval Office as your Lord and Savior, excuse me, President of the greatest country that there ever was. And quite frankly, I'm looking forward to getting the old, crusty, dusty Joe smell out of my office. There's an old man who's in my office, and it probably smells quite crusty. And I'm going to need to go ahead and get some professionals in there, and they're going to need to scrub the old man funk and get the old man smell out of my office. And once that has been accomplished, I will move back in and take back over in my headquarters where I rightfully belong. Then I'm going to install and implement Trumptricity. All right, I've talked about this in previous live streams, and now the time has come for me to implement for you Trumptricity. It is leaner, greener, meaner, far superior to current electricity, and it's far more industrially complex. All right, and you know who are going to make pay for the whole thing? All right, this is going to blow your mind. China. $6.66 billion project's going to blow your mind. All right, and the whole thing financed by China. Dre says, what do you think of Cody winning? I called it. I nailed it. You know what I think is funny about the Royal Rumble is the women's Royal Rumble is a bunch of drag queens, a bunch of male performers pretending to be females. And the crowd thinks it's a bunch of women. And so the crowd pops when like a dude in drag throws out another dude in drag. And they don't know. They think it's women in there. It's hilarious. Like they're actually buying it. And so there was a moment where a guy, R-Truth, a guy jumped in with the drag queens and the women, and he was like, you telling me all these are women in here? And they were like, you're in the wrong Royal Rumble. You're a man, and you just accidentally jumped in the women's Royal Rumble. And he's like, you telling me all them are women? Like, yeah, the crowd actually buys it. I'm going to have to cut out the clip. So there's a clip, yeah, where the dude jumps in the women's Royal Rumble. He's like, you telling me all these are women? Like, they're buying it. So I picked Cody based on the company investing in him all along, and Punk is the guy they just signed. So it makes more sense to continue with the story that they already set up. So they tried to swerve everyone with the CM Punk's gonna win nonsense. And see, I saw through it. See, so even WWE tries to swerve their fans by making it out like these matches are a foregone conclusion, and then they can swerve you. So what's going to happen is eventually these big betting sites are going to offer odds on pro wrestling, and you're going to see people betting on CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and then they're going to lose, and you're going to be like, Cody lost to Damian Priest? Well, I don't like Cody anymore. I like Damian Priest. I think I'll win more money if I bet on Damian Priest. So they'll get you to turn on your favorite wrestlers in the future once betting is involved. You're going to see betting change the face of pro wrestling very soon. All the people in attendance at the Royal Rumble, you better believe the greedy old fucks want some of that action. And here's what's up. Vince McMahon has been dead and gone for a long time. So they've had an imposter Vince McMahon who they smear, and now they can get rid of the Vince McMahon character and erase his lineage. Vince McMahon has been dead and gone for a long time, kind of like Eminem, in my opinion. They replaced Vince McMahon a long time ago. So what you'll see is now that Vince is no longer associated with the product and they removed him, now they'll be like, hey, you can bet on CM Punk. You could bet on Cody Rhodes. Yeah, it's entertainment. But what's $20? What's $50? It'll make it more fun if you bet $100 on the match, right? So they'll entice you into making small bets. Small bets become bigger bets. Before you know it, the WWE has enough money on one side or the other to tip the match in favor of one guy or the other. And so as I was watching the Royal Rumble, I was thinking like a greedy billionaire in my head, like how could they turn this in to the NFL betting with live betting and have wrestling and live betting coexist? Like, would people buy into live betting a match or a pro match? If people are willing to bet live on a pro wrestling match, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk are in a match, and you can bet with odds live, and all they have to do is have like an earpiece that tells one guy to beat the other guy. All the money is on Cody, so CM Punk has to win. See? So imagine that they could script this in the future to where, like, if people are going to bet on pro wrestling, they could just script the outcome to win the most money most of the time. They're already doing that with football. So wrestling is going to go that way next. And then once they have popularized betting on wrestling, then they can be like, yeah, wrestling, football, it's all entertainment. You were betting on entertainment the whole time. See? So once they get you to start betting on wrestling, then it's like, oh, see, you accept that you're putting your money on entertainment, whether it be wrestling, football, it's all the same. It's all entertainment. So you're betting on entertainment. So I think they'll start by incentivizing it. You'll see ESPN Bet or FanDuel offer you an incentive to bet on WWE. First $100 free, bet on WWE. So I could see next year's Royal Rumble, you could have like one of the major betting sites offering like odds on who's going to win. Because that would give you 30 entrants, like a big giant horse race, people to throw their money at 29 losers, and only one person wins. And if too many people bet on that one person, they get to switch it to another guy. Quite simple. Seems like quite a racket. My guess is you're going to see it happen. If I just thought about that, betting on wrestling and turning it into a thing, getting Vince McMahon out of the equation so that you can have people bet on wrestling, combining wrestling betting and football betting into one thing. Seems to me that's the way it's headed. I doubt I'm wrong. Oh, did I miss a chat? Christ save me, says Taylor Swift has a clear Adam's apple, expose it. So yeah, I've pointed out that many of these characters might not be what they seem. So I could pull up some examples of her, I guess, and we could point at it if we want to. So regardless, whatever it is, and I don't like to go too much into it because I can get, the video taken down if I go too hardcore on any of these people. But this person, no matter what, is super influential and famous. And so just the presence of this person at the game, you know, draws in who knows how many more millions of people. And they've already sold, a ton of Chiefs gear, a ton of Kelsey gear, and a bunch of Swifty fangirls have already been shown to have taken this bait and are acting like football fans. So what makes what is what I really want to expose is it's a business relationship. So man, woman, whatever it is, this person is famous and it's a business relationship that they're creating with Kelsey. And I don't believe it's a actual romance. And I think that they're going to capitalize with Taylor Swift, and taking her to the Super Bowl seems to make sense to me. Cutting her off before the Super Bowl seems like you'd be cutting out an extra 5-10 million people. I don't know. So when it comes to capping pretend football games, I have to take someone like that being in attendance into the equation. So I throw defensive stats out the window. Who's better against the run? What player, is questionable or didn't practice or whatever? I don't care. Is Taylor Swift going to be at the game? Oh, she is? Well, then I'm more inclined to pick the Chiefs. Chris Machala says Ice Cube not being in the club impression. I did some Ice Cube earlier, but in case you missed it, and since you're donating, I think I can throw in a little more Ice Cubes into the mix here. Man, one of the reasons I got blackballed from Oprah is because I ain't in the club. I ain't in the club because I tell the truth too much. They ain't trying to fuck with me in the club because I be telling the truth all the time. That's why I got blackballed from Oprah. I was trying to fuck with the NBA, and they was like, hell no, nah, we blackballing you. And I was like, what? And they was like, hell yeah, we rolling with Oprah. And I was like, fuck you. I didn't even have to use my AK. Gotta say it was a good day. There you go. Little extra ice cube for that ass.
And folks, what we have here is a real, genuine conspiracy by the globalists. They're blackballing Ice Cube from telling the truth. These damn globalists are keeping Ice Cube from telling the truth on Oprah. You know what I'm fixing to do? I'm fixing to eat my neighbor's ass. My neighbor's got a plump, juicy ass, and I'm not going to go hungry during the next lockdown. I'm going to turn my neighbors. I got some liberal neighbors. I'm going to turn them into liberal ass beef jerky. I'm going to feed my babies beef jerky made from the ass meat of the liberals who live right next door. That's what I'm going to do. But, of course, before I eat my neighbor's ass, I'd like you to order some of my lab-made protein powders. All right? I'd like you to invest in all of my lab-made products. My male enhancement fertility products.
Johnny Ringo says, Jake, did you hear about the new allegations about Vince McMahon? Yo, Jake, did you hear about the new allegations about Vince McMahon? Looks like you repeated yourself. So I think Vince McMahon's been dead and gone for a long time, and they replaced him with an imposter. And now they're slandering the imposter and tarnishing Vince McMahon completely so that they can erase him and move on and pretend he never existed. And they don't ever have to give him credit for taking that company to the heights that it got to. So then they can establish betting on pro wrestling. See, without Vince McMahon involved, people are more likely to want to bet on pro wrestling because crooked old Vince isn't involved. See? So you're going to see legalized betting on pro wrestling, and you're going to see it promoted and popularized, and they can't have Vince involved. And Vince loved that company, and it seems that the bad guys, the people who run this place, took control of it and got rid of Vince. And so then they have a fake phony Vince who looks about as real as the fake Eminem. And then they tarnished his legacy and got rid of him. Basically. So let me show you what I mean. So if I go to Vince McMahon and I type in Vince McMahon, I get a picture of the imposter Vince McMahon. This one. Vince never looked like this, ever. He never had a pencil-thin mustache. He never had black hair. In my opinion, this is a mask, and this is not Vince McMahon. This is an imposter. Looks like a prosthetic mask. Similar situation with the fake Eminem. If we go back and scroll back in time, we'll find some real pictures of Vince McMahon. This is the real one. And then at some point, Vince turned into this guy. And people are like, oh, well, he just grew a weird mustache and dyed his eyebrows and hair. He would have to grow a weird beard that he never grew before, dye it black, and dye his eyebrows black and his hair jet black. He never looked like that. You see what I'm saying? So if you find old pictures of Vince, the original Vince, it's not the same cat no more. See, they can replace these dudes and put a weird beard on them, and then you think that that the weird beard is the same dude. Yeah. So at this point, Vince was already old in the 90s. He doesn't have jet black eyebrows. This is the real Vince, and he's got this butthole chin. The real Vince has a butthole chin. Like he's going to poop out of his chin. And he never grew a weird pencil thin mustache, and he never had jet black eyebrows. So this is what he looked like when he was already like 60 or whatever. And then now it's this thing. Like he just decided to start looking like that. No way, dude. I just don't buy it. So anyone who's like, he got older, he got surgery. Dude, it's not the same guy. That's why he doesn't show up on TV anymore. And when he does appearances, they're very short and quick. That ain't been the same Vince for a long time. The old Vince was full of energy and loved that company, would never let it go. So I think they took it from him and got rid of him. And now they've smeared the character of Vince to where they can erase him as if he never existed. because he's such a bad guy for all those bad things that he just now got caught for doing. See? So they erase him. And then they can be like, okay, Vince is gone. Now the company's fresh and nice and clean. And we're going to start letting people bet on pro wrestling now on FanDuel and stuff. Yeah, it's not real, but what's 20, $50, you know? You can bet on CM Punk. You bet on Cody. You could win money on Roman Reigns. All you got to do is sign up for this code right here, and you can bet on the WWE. It's coming, yo. It's coming. Bet your ass. Them popular betting sites are going to be taking action on WWE matches coming soon. And it's going to gain popularity quickly, especially if they let the fans win it first.
All right. I've been pointing it out for a long time that the Chinese drones have made their way into the United States. These drones are so small, all right, they're practically invisible. Little nano-sized Chinese drones that can fly right up your asshole undetected, all right? And they can implant inside your asshole Chinese nano aids. And there ain't no coming back from that. You better read your Bible. You better repent. You better ask God for forgiveness from the Chinese drones. But at any rate, you don't have to believe me. Like, share, subscribe, or don't.
They got a special request here. So I've already did this in a video in the past, but it goes a little something like this.
All right, the globalists are, of course, trying to take over the globe, but they will not be successful. We have a team of correspondents around the world who are going to help us expose the truth about what's going on. Richie, can you hear me? We're going to go to correspondent Richie from Boston. Thank you for having me on your show, Alex. The Chinese drones are right above me, and they've been spraying chemtrails nonstop. I've been hanging out in my truck with the windows up, vaping nonstop. I'm not worried about what's inside these vape cartridges or where they come from, but I am worried about the chemtrails and the nano drones. Let me tell you what. Just one of the other day, one of those little suckers tried to fly right up my asshole, but I used my Bible as a shield and I blocked it. All right, I repented to God, and I swear that those little nano drones, they turned and keeled over, and their circuitry was fried. It was like a signal from above, like the finger of God weapon. Richie, that's exactly what I was thinking myself. I was worried about these damn globalists and their damn Chinese drones, which confirms exactly what I was thinking. We are on the same page. We are on the same team.
Yep. Let me tell you something, people. You need to wake the fuck up right now. This is some shit to fake the masses. Do you believe this, people? Vern Troyer is an animatronic robot. There's no such thing as a Vern Troyer. Do you believe the Vern Troyer was in the Austin Power movie? There's no such thing as a Vern Troyer. I saw it almost turn into Arnold there.
There's no such thing as a Vern Troyer. There's no nasty powers.
Let me tell you. So one time Mag did say that Vern Troyer was an animatronic robot. And then one of my subs chimed in when I was doing that impression. And he was like, I actually met Vern Troyer one time and he's not a robot. And the guy actually like told this like long detailed story and he had pictures to prove that he met Vern Troyer. And I was like, oh, well, there you go. Probably not a robot.
Unbelievable! The Undertaker! Unbelievable! Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Hey, Beavis. They want us to do an impression.
An impression of what?
They want us to do an impression of your butt.
Your butt smells like a butt.
I'm just like trying to come up with a Beavis and Butthead impression about doing a Beavis and Butthead impression. What the hell was that? Your butt smells like a butt? What the hell? Hey, Beavis, have you ever drank a beer?
Yeah, one time I drank a beer. I was at this bar. It was pretty cool.
No way, Beavis. You've never been to a bar.
Yeah, but one time I was outside of a bar and I was like peeking inside the door and I saw what was going on inside and like somebody left like a beer can outside and there was still some inside. And so I drank it. It was pretty cool.
No way. You're a liar. You've never drank a beer.
No way. You weren't there. It was cool. I drank a beer. It was cool.
There you go. Beavis, if you went to a bar, they would kick your pansy ass out right away.
No way.
Whew. I'm in California, so I don't get access to all the cool sports books. So I have to use like overseas crappy sports books like Bovada, stuff like that, and they suck. So if I want to bet cash through the window retail, I can drive over to Nevada and bet cash. But if I want to use one of those fancy sports books like FanDuel or ESPN Bet or any of them, I got to drive to Arizona. Otherwise, the betting app won't work. Yeah, a little bit. This hat is a little bit warm, and it's getting warm in this audience, or in this office. So, yep, getting a little sweaty. I'm 40. Born in 83. I think we could have some sort of deal at like Elimination Chamber or some sort of way where Punk still gets to go face Rollins. Either that or possibly Gunther goes on to face Rollins. But it's looking like they could figure out some way to make it so Punk still gets to go, even though he didn't win the Royal Rumble. So we still got some time before WrestleMania to get all that sorted out. So probably. Leslie plays with herself. And she laughs out loud while she plays with herself. I don't know about anybody else, but I laugh out loud when I play with myself. What? All right, this is a good time for me to tell a joke. This is a joke that I've told a few times, but for those of you who've never heard it, it's going to be new for you. Have you ever walked into a convenience store and there's a Middle Eastern dude behind the counter and he's rocking out to some Middle Eastern music? And it sounds a little something like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And you're like, whoa, cool music, bro. Your people make such wonderful music. Yeah, I see why you like this song. All right. And he's like rocking out. Like, this is my jam. And it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, like, when I hear like a really cool guitar solo, I'll geek out and be like, oh, that Eddie Van Halen solo was cool when it was like, and so I'll geek out over guitar solo sounds and guitar noises where like a Middle Eastern guy, he'll geek out to other Middle Eastern guys going, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. So it's like, I'm like, whoa, this Eddie Van Halen's guitar solo is so cool. And then like a Middle Eastern dude is like, oh, this guy going, oh, is so cool. I love this jam. This is my jam. I love when he go, oh, that is my favorite part. Right? It's like people, have different preferences, I like stuff that goes and a Middle Eastern guy likes noises that go, oh yeah, everyone likes different stuff. There you go. That's my Middle Eastern music joke. You see, I am doing stand-up right now, live, without having to go to a shitty comedy club. So it's actually better. See, performing stand-up live kind of sucks because getting started is terrible because small-time comedy venues and small-time comedy crowds is where comedy goes to die. So I have way more success and make more money. Don't have to worry about getting screwed by a comedy promoter or any of that by performing my comedy right here for you, like I have been doing for the last 2 hours. So this is stand-up comedy except I'm sitting and I'm not in a club. So I cut all the middleman out. All the money that comes in goes to me, and all the ad revenue goes to me. See how it works? So I figured out that I can do comedy here without having to go anywhere else. And you guys can be my audience without having to buy a ticket and show up to a shitbag comedy club. So it works for both of us. And it was in 2020 when they shut everything down and all of the fake ass comics stopped doing shows and just sat on their ass. It was that day when I realized I'm the funniest dude in the world and I can do my comedy like this. And all of those supposed funny stand up comics sit on their ass with their thumb in their butt during the pandemic, doing nothing. They're not funny and they don't do shit. So next time we get locked down during the next pandemic, skindemic, you're going to see all the mainstream comedians acting like it's totally legit and telling you should definitely lock down and mask up. And they won't do anything funny. Meanwhile, I'll be there to tell you the opposite and do funny stuff. See? That's when I realized I was the funniest guy in the world, 2020. All the comedians who are supposedly funny took the mainstream narrative of how scary COVID is. You should lock down. I didn't. All right. The Pantheist Pope with a donation. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, see, I came to the conclusion that I was funnier than anyone else alive in 2020. It was like, dude, nobody's as funny as me. It just kind of hit me. And then I was like, I'm just going to brand myself as the funniest motherfucker who ever lived. Because if I don't, who will? I don't have millions of dollars to prop me up, artificially. So there's no artificial propping up of this character. So all the promoting that I do is going to have to come from me. So I'm going to have to be the one that tells you I'm the funniest and best. And it's up to you whether you agree or believe that or not. So in 2020 is when I figured it out that I'm the funniest dude in the world. And that's how it's going to be from here on out. Until I die, I'm the funniest person in existence. And I've been the funniest person ever since I figured it out. And there's nobody who can compare. Not even close. Yeah, see, when you know you're the funniest and you're an independent comic, not part of the Hollywood scene and haven't been bought and sold and stuff, the best you can do is just tell everyone that you're the best. And then when they agree, well, now I got something. So there's plenty of people who do agree I'm the funniest dude in the world. More funny than any of your Hollywood puppets. They can't beatbox like me. They can't do an Ice Cube impression or a Chris Rock impression or an Alex Jones impression or any of my impressions. There's nobody out there who not only does impressions but can also tell you the truth and turn it into comedy all at once and serve it up. There is nothing like me. I know because I'm me. So I know what I do. And I look at what other people do and I'm like, yeah, there ain't nobody like me. So clearly, I'm the funniest. If somebody was funnier than me, I would have fucking found them and been like, damn, this guy's funny. But I haven't done that in a while. All the people who I used to think were funny have turned into shitty sellout comics repeating the same shit and are no longer funny anymore. Shout out 460 Capistrano Road, Half Moon Bay, California. Thanks for making my day better. Man, love your streams. Did you just like give away your address in Half Moon Bay? Half Moon Bay is a nice town. I haven't been there in a while. Thank you, Hell Pike. Well, right now, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble, so it's looking like Cody versus Roman again. So The Rock did come back for an appearance and teased the notion of challenging Roman, but perhaps that's to come maybe at SummerSlam. So I think Cody and Roman are gonna have their rematch, is what I would think, and then possibly we get Rock Roman, maybe SummerSlam or next year's Mania. I don't know. But it seems like now that Cody won, that it's a foregone conclusion. It's Cody versus Roman. Pantheist Pope says, please talk about Jesus in Tartaria. Well, thank you for the donation, but I don't have anything planned for those two subjects as of now. So the Tartaria stuff I find interesting, but that's not really like my bread and butter subject. So I don't really cover it. And then as far as religions and stuff, I'm really not a religious guy. So I don't really push any religion. But there's plenty of channels out there that talk about Tartaria all the time exclusively, or Jesus all the time exclusively. So there's no shortage of channels out there that do that. The funniest person I ever saw perform live was Dana Carvey. I saw Dana Carvey perform twice. I ate mushrooms the first time, and the first time he was way more funny, of course. So the first time I saw him, he was really good, and that was the funniest person I ever saw perform comedy in person. So I believe my impressions and my comedy bits have eclipsed Dana Carvey, and that my comedy goes places that his comedy never went. So he's more still stuck in the corporate box, having to please a bunch of sheeple with his comedy. So he's got to keep it kind of clean and make sure to not say anything to ruffle too many feathers. Whereas my comedy, there's no limits to what I will and won't say. Like if I want to make someone laugh, I'll say whatever needs to be said. So I believe I am on the same level as him doing impressions, but I can take my creativity to heights that he won't dare touch. Carlin had some great bits, so I'll give him props for his great rehearsed bits, but those bits are like super well rehearsed down to the T, where every word he has accounted for, and he wrote it and rehearsed it over and over so that he could spit it out exactly in the way it comes out. So whenever you saw Carlin his jokes were very well rehearsed and written out and stuff. And so situational comedy, he's had some great bits. He is a legend as far as that goes, but he still ties back to the same evil industry that he speaks out against. And so he did commercials in Hollywood movies. And so you could definitely point out the fact that, since he did movies in Hollywood, he's definitely a bit of a sellout and a hypocrite for pointing out how you and I are not in the club. It's like, well, you're more in the club than we are, George, because you were in commercials and movies. So when he says you and I are not in the club, it's like, well, I definitely am not. But you, pretty sure I've seen you on HBO and on TV a shitload of times. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. And even he has a joke in there about how, like, he's telling you the truth about what's going on. But at the same time, he was in a 1-800-COLLECT commercial. So, you figure that shit out. Yeah, Dave Chappelle has definitely been replaced. Old Dave Chappelle, if you go watch an old Dave Chappelle video, old Dave Chappelle kind of had a way of talking where when he was talking, it kind of sounded a little bit like this. And one sentence would go right on it. You know what? Old Dave Chappelle kind of had a way about talking. When he was talking about something, he'd go right on into the next thing. And then new Dave Chappelle kind of sounds like this. New Dave Chappelle says, I don't get mad at a picture because it's not today. So it's like one day Dave Chappelle went from, kind of sounding a little bit like this to then sounding like this. And people are like, oh, it's because he smokes cigarettes. It's like, no, it's a different dude who has a different voice and isn't the same person. He isn't funny anymore. So with Dave Chappelle, he stopped being funny. The jokes seemed as if they were coming from writers rather than Dave Chappelle. It was pretty obvious. So to me, it's like super obvious it's a replacement Dave Chappelle, but there's still people that think that that's the same guy and that he's still just as funny as he ever was. So when it comes to Dave Chappelle stealing Owen Benjamin jokes, it's the replacement Dave Chappelle stealing Owen Benjamin jokes, and both those guys are shills and puppets. So Owen Benjamin is a puppet and a shill. He's just not super popular. But anybody who ties back to Joe Rogan or any of these any comedy club where they were a headliner or famous or whatever, you always got to look at any of these people under a microscope and where they come from, who they tie back to, and you'll always find that like shills of a feather flock together. Like once you tie back somebody to hanging out with like Joe Rogan, for instance, or once you tie them back, once one shill ties back to another shill, you see they're all working on the same team. So the original Dave Chappelle didn't steal any Owen Benjamin jokes. Bro, you're literally wrong. Joe Rogan banned his name from the show. Look, I've been around the block and my content goes back many years, and I was around before a lot of these fraudulent truthers, and I've told way more truth than a lot of these fraudulent truthers. And if I really was to go back and take a look at some of the things Owen Benjamin said, there's a few circumstances where people have told me that he took some of my material about NASA and basically repackaged it. So I could probably go back and find Owen repackaging some of my material. So, like I said, I've been around this block and I've seen who all these shitbags hang around with and tie back to. And I've never come across another individual quite as real and genuine as myself that doesn't tie back to Hollywood at all. So when people try and tie me back to Hollywood, you can't, because I wasn't in anything. I never did any shows. I never did any commercials. So I never signed any contracts with anyone ever. So I'm 100% independent, my own man, my own comic, all my material 100% mine. Whereas these other cats, a lot of their popularity is manufactured. It's artificial. I thought it'd be funny. You still never proved anything. You're on here blabbering about nothing, an hour afraid to go crazy because your love YouTube money owned is banned off YouTube. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, try and make a correct sentence. Yeah, I'm on here live streaming, and I've got hundreds of people watching, and I know you're jealous because you're here watching me bitching about it. Dude, if you don't like watching me, go watch something else. Why are you here bitching about me making money? I don't show up to your job at the retarded bitch factory and slap 1,000 dicks out of your mouth, because that's what you do at your job. So don't show up to my job and tell me I've never proven anything. I've proven everything I've ever talked about. I say the NFL's rigged. I have tons of proof. Go look at all my top tens. I say Biden and Trump are plants, government agents, and actors. Yeah, I have proof of that too. All you got to do is go back and watch my content. I've basically proven everything I've ever said to my own satisfaction. If it isn't proven to your satisfaction, I don't care, and you can fuck off. How does that sound? So on a Saturday night, if the best thing you can do is watch me and bitch, what does that say about your life? Means you're kind of a loser, right? You're watching Jake and you hate it, you're angry, and you're gonna bitch about it. Oh, what a wonderful life you must have. I bet you are such a happy person. See, the haters on my channel, like, they don't have anything on me, so they'll just be like, "You're stupid, you're dumb, I hate you, shut up, this guy's crazy, this guy's off of his rocker, he's off of his meds." They don't really have anything on me, so all they can do is just show up and say stupid shit like that, because nobody can actually prove I'm a bad guy or lying. There's always a few people in the comment section who are like so jealous of me while I'm live making money. This guy sucks and nobody should give him money. Why are you on here? Stop doing this. Nope. I'll stay on here as long as I want, and you can fuck off forever. Ha 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 ha. Makes me feel good knowing that you're so angry about what I'm doing. So, what does calling someone a shill mean? For instance, Pat McAfee is an NFL shill. He says the NFL is real. He tells you to go bet on FanDuel. He tells you to go drink some Bud Light. Meaning, corporations can pay him and control his opinion. They can be like, we want you to say Bud Light's good. We want you to promote FanDuel, and we want you to promote betting on FanDuel, and we want you to tell people the NFL is not rigged. And so that means he's a shill for the NFL. Understand? He knows it's fake. He knows what he's doing is shady. He knows he's lying to people, but he does it for a big fat paycheck, making him a piece of shit, no good shill. So, do you understand how it works? These big, huge entities have money, and they can hire somebody to have an opinion and then prop them up and make their opinion appear to be popular. See how that works? So if you haven't figured that out yet, they can make somebody like Pat McAfee, who's a human billboard, somebody who's popular and a bunch of fanboys will listen to, which makes him a shill. Understand? Well, if you want to know how Zach Hubbard's doing, you just go watch Sports Gematria's channel, and he shows how Zach loses every week, basically. So I think Zach only had like 4 weeks the entire year where he was profitable, and then all the rest were loser weeks. So I think if you bet total on everything, like I think it was like you would lose $3,000 or something on all Zach's picks total. So check out Sports Gematria's channel, and he catalogs all of Zach's losses so that I don't have to keep up with that. Being banned from social media sites doesn't make someone legit. So right now, I can say a bunch of things and get myself taken down, and then be like, "I'm banned, so I must be legit." But I was legit without getting myself banned. So I'm not banned, but I'm still legit. So getting banned, getting your channel taken down, doesn't make you legit. There's plenty of shills who had their channel taken down. Then they started a new one. RV Truth, shill, had his channel taken down a few times, starts another one. He's still a shill, still a nameless, faceless coward, right? Eric Dubay had his channel taken down, started a new one, got just as many subs or more now. So I've seen plenty of people have their channel taken down, and then they just start another one. So, oh, Trump got banned, so therefore Trump legitimate. Alex Jones got banned, so therefore Alex Jones legitimate. Getting banned don't make you legitimate, all right? Being legit makes you legit. And I don't think Owen Benjamin is legit. You don't have to agree. If you think him and his bear philosophy and his bear campground and all that stuff is the way to go, and you're going to get to bear paradise with that guy, go for it. But around here, I have them in the same book with all the rest of the shills. I don't keep up with the guy. I checked him out a few times, and I got a bad vibe. I did not get a genuine Jake the Asshole kind of guy vibe. There's a thing about being legit and then seeing other people who are not and being like, this guy just seems fake and phony. So If I don't get the legit vibe, sorry, you can't make me have it. You can't make me feel it. I don't care how much you love him. He seems to be shilly to me. So, don't know what to tell you. Like, I've never worked with him. I'm not gonna work with him. If you love him, go crawl up his ass. Okay? I don't hate him. I don't know him. From what I did look into, seems like a shield. All right, take care. Bye bye. Should I just ban the person who can't stop talking about Owen Benjamin? If you show up to my channel and you're like, talk about Owen Benjamin, Owen Benjamin, you don't like him? Well, fuck you, you're wrong. Owen Benjamin's the greatest. You have to love him. Owen Benjamin, Owen Benjamin. Banned. Never gonna hear you say Owen Benjamin ever again. Now you're gonna have to go into another account and come back and talk about Owen Benjamin. Haha. Suck that Owen Benjamin dick. I can't stand people. Sometimes people just become so annoying that I can't help but being like, banned for life. Bye bye. Are you going to talk about Owen Benjamin? I love Owen Benjamin. Jake the asshole, you're live streaming right now. Talk about Owen Benjamin. How about you go fuck yourself and never come back? Dude, you don't love Owen Benjamin? I hate you. God. Seriously, do people over at Owen Benjamin's channel say, talk about Jake the asshole? Talk about Jake the asshole right now, or I'll fucking hate you forever. I hope they do to even it out. All you Jake the asshole fans need to go over there to Owen Benjamin's page and tell everyone over there that they need to fucking talk about me. Make Owen Benjamin talk about me. Otherwise, I'm gonna get pissed off. I don't even know where I'm going. What the? It's a dude. Everybody clapped because a dude showed up in drag and slammed another dude in drag. The biggest pop of the night was when a dude in drag eliminated another dude in drag. Don't believe it's a dude in drag? Okay. So there's a dude who tells his audience that I steal all his picks and everything he does. And so I made my picks. And then I checked out his channel to see if he was going to say that I stole his picks, knowing that I made the picks before him. So then he picks the same thing as me the next day. And I'm okay with that. There's only 2 games. So if you pick the same picks as me, whatever. You know, I'm not going to get mad at you guys for stealing my picks or whatever, or anyone if you pick the same thing as me. But then he told his audience that I stole his picks. And it's like, dude, I literally made the picks the day before you, so it would be impossible for me to steal them. So this guy makes the same picks as me the night after I make my picks, and then claims I stole his picks. So then I had to give him the receipt give him a little community post like, I caught you. You lied about me. Here's the receipt. My pick came out first. Your pick came out second. So since I caught him lying, he decided to change his pick to Chiefs Lions. That's so he realized I absolutely had him caught dead to rights lying. So now he went and changed his pick to Chiefs Lions so that no one will accuse him of lying about stealing my picks. We'll see how that works out tomorrow. We'll see. Here's the deal. There's not many channels that say football is scripted. There's only a few. And there's one channel that says football scripted, but he doesn't show any examples. He doesn't prove it. All he does is make picks. And so that guy will use my name and be like, Jake the asshole is the poster boy for drug abuse. All he does is steal all our picks. He doesn't have any original thoughts or content. He just steals everything we do. And so I'm like, okay, if I make a pick, this guy's going to make the same pick as me. And then he's going to fucking tell his audience that I stole his pick. So I knew going into it, okay, I'm going to pick Chiefs Niners. And then the next day, he's going to pick Chiefs Niners. And then he's going to tell his audience that I stole his pick. So, of course, I wait and see if that's what he does. Sure enough, he picks the same thing as me. Then he tells his audience I stole his picks. And I was like, you bastard. I knew you were going to do that. So I quickly show the screenshots that my video came out first. And I put them on blast in the community section on my page. Enough to where I know for a fact he'll see it and word will get back to him. And then he promptly changed his pick to Chiefs and Lions. And he said that the gambling gods are going to smite me for copying his picks. And he's playing 5D chess. So now he changed his pick to Chiefs Lions. It's like, God, I really hope the 49ers smash the Lions tomorrow. It's going to really be fun. So yeah, like I said, if somebody has the same picks as me, I'm not gonna like get angry or whatever because there's only 2 games anyway. It's the fact that he bases his channel on like trying to call me out for being a scoundrel, bad guy for stealing his picks. When I make the pick the day before him, like that's some low ball shit, man. To tell your audience. Jake the asshole stole my picks. And you can literally go check the dates and see, like, well, that's crazy because my pick came out the day before. That would literally be impossible. They don't care. Yeah, so this guy I'm talking about, I'm not gonna bring him up and give him any like promotion, but I will call these guys out from time to time, you know, and make an example of them. And so, like I said, there's a channel who all he does is make picks. And he likes to use my name and slander me to try and get views and build himself up. And he said that the gambling gods are going to smite me for stealing his picks. So, okay. Oh, I know. But see, I enjoy calling these guys out because I know that like they see this and so it gets back to them and it pisses them off even more. So I had competition last year. There was a channel that no longer exists that I basically put out of commission. I beat them so badly in the ratings. So there was a channel that was doing NFL rigged content that made slander videos about me and was like my only competition. And then that channel eventually gave up, no longer exists. And so I'm basically running unopposed. There's nobody who makes NFL rigged content and shows examples like me. So there's a few channels that show examples, but they don't do a good of a job as me. So I basically am the number one NFL rigged content creator, and it's not even closer a competition. So I would reckon next year we might see some copycats. So my gripe about Rig Sports Media is that he doesn't do any actual he doesn't have his voice on any of the videos. So he doesn't do any breakdown as far as like with a human voice. It's all just text on the screen. And then the text on the screen's always the same thing. Watch this. He be trying to act like he ain't see him. So when he posts text on the screen, it's like some 13-year-old black kid. He ain't be seeing this guy. He act like he don't be seeing him. So I like the fact that he's pointing out plays, but I don't like the fact that he like refuses to do any actual breakdown as far as like with his own voice, and he won't show his face or anything. So we have no idea who this guy is. And so whenever somebody won't show their face, completely anonymous, I'm always a bit skeptical. Like if the NFL really wants to know who you are, they'll find out who you are, whether you keep yourself anonymous or not. So like I said, yeah, he does point out the rigged plays, but it's just the clip and text on a screen. So there's nobody like actually explaining it. So the reason why my videos do so much better generally is because I explain what's going on. And I try to make it fun and entertaining at the same time and really smear the NFL's nose in their own shit. So when I call out the NFL, I'm like, look at this fake and phony shit. Look at this guy trying to go for some sweet feet action, diving, whiffing. How does anybody even believe that this shit is real fake football? Whereas, like, he'll show a clip and just be like, watch this. He act like he don't be seeing this guy. So, I give an actual breakdown with my own voice, and I'm a person who shows my face. My name is Jake, whereas like nobody knows who that guy is. But at least there's somebody else out there. And then Quinn Jackson, Quinn Zone End Zone, he does some game breakdowns. He doesn't get much views, but so there's a few people, but not many. I've looked at my competition. That's how I know that I don't have any competition. I know for a fact UFC fights are rigged. So there's dudes who will gladly eat real punches, get knocked out, take a ref stoppage. So you can have guys purposely lose, eat actual shots. The ref jumps in and stops it. And you'll think, oh, well, it can't be fake because he got punched. Well, if you pay someone enough, they'll get punched and lose on purpose. So fighters gladly lose on purpose and get punched for real. So just because UFC fighters appear to sock each other in the face, much more so than a WWE match, the outcomes are every bit as phony. If there's enough money on a favorite, that favorite will get beat. We've seen plenty of UFC underdogs who had no business winning miraculously pull out the upset. And so it's become common. Yeah, the Conor McGregor fights, like when he fought Floyd Mayweather, like that's like a glorified sparring match. But millions of people bought it. So we're to the point now where like people will buy a pay-per-view if one of the, Paul brothers is fighting. Oh, Jake Paul and Logan Paul are gonna fight some make-believe fights. Oh, I gotta order that pay-per-view. When I was a kid, you ordered a $50 pay-per-view to see Mike Tyson fight, and you didn't even know if it was gonna be like a 1 minute fight or what. Mike might win in the first round, and then there's your $50. So to see people like paying money for like, oh, I want to see Logan Paul fight. It's like, man, I don't know how y'all are so blind and dumb to throw your money at entertainment and think that that's legitimate fighting, but they do. So now that they got uh, Logan Paul in the WWE, they're further blurring the lines of like real and fake. Yeah, when you go back and look at the fact that Mike Tyson, a lot of his knockouts were phantom knockouts, and fanboys are like, "Oh, the reason those guys fell down without getting hit is because they're so scared of Mike that they didn't want to actually get knocked out." Yeah, yeah, ha ha ha. Those phantom knockouts where Mike Tyson swings and doesn't make contact and a guy gets knocked out. Yeah, it was because they're so scared of Mike that they didn't want to get knocked out that they flopped. Oh, it couldn't be that they flopped and it was all phony. See, when you really look into the background of Mike Tyson, he's like Michael Jordan, a propped up sports superstar. So when you find out that Mike Tyson's knockouts were not legitimate and that he was propped up and made to look like the greatest at the time, and then when he was upset by Buster Douglas, people are like, wow, that's like the greatest, craziest upset ever. When you go back and look at it under the guise of like where the money's at, how much money's bet on one side, scripting, sports entertainment, it all makes perfect sense. And here's another reason why I know Mike Tyson is a phony and a fraud. He maintains that his homie Tupac got shot and killed in Las Vegas. Like Snoop Dogg. Anyone who maintains the story that Tupac got shot and killed is a fucking liar. So, Mike Tyson claims his buddy Tupac got shot in Vegas after one of his fights and maintains that fake story to this day. Tupac is one of the most obvious, easy to spot death fakers of all time. Definitely not dead, still alive. Some say he's Akil the MC. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I do know Tupac's death was fake as shit. So the fact that Mike Tyson, Snoop Dogg, or any of these chumps maintains the story that Tupac's dead means they're liars and they're full of shit. How come they don't come out and tell you the truth about Tupac? See? It's because they're all contracted into telling that lie until the day they die. Snoop Dogg's never going to tell you that his homie Tupac didn't get killed. Iron Mike is a crisis actor sworn to tell the story that his homie Tupac got killed. So the fact that they participated in a fake phony fight, it's par with the course. If he's willing to lie about his homie Tupac being dead, well, then he would probably have participated in some fake fights. Furthermore, the money's phony. Where'd Mike Tyson's money go? Oh, he spent all of it. If you look into like Mike Tyson, like he doesn't live in any of the same mansions that he used to have. He doesn't own any of those mansions anymore. He's spent $500 million, yada, yada. The money's not real. So these superstars are propped up by fake money. They get you to idolize and worship these sports stars, and you put them on a pedestal because they live in a mansion and drive a fancy car. They get, lots of women, what have you. So by making the athletes rich, they convince the common man that that's someone you should idolize, that's someone you should look up to, someone you should think, is your hero because they're rich. But when you look into how many NFL players and sports superstars have went broke, they somehow spent all their tens of millions of dollars. It's because the money's not real. Those mansions, they don't own them. Fancy cars, they don't own them. So how are all these superstars going broke after they have a career where they make 100 million? It's because they never really had 100 million. So they want you to believe that these sports superstars go broke after they finish pro sports. They accidentally spend all their money. Sure, make $100 or excuse me, $100 million and accidentally spend all of it. Not buying it. So their salaries, these players' salaries, and the money you think they have is also an illusion. And it's not just sports stars; it goes even higher. Donald Trump, for instance, doesn't have the money you think he has, isn't as rich or as powerful as you think he is. Do they get to uh, live a first class life? Yeah, but they don't own the properties you think they own. They don't have the money you think they have. That's all an illusion. So I think across the board with these high profile superstars, what have you, who supposedly spent hundreds of millions of dollars, yeah, I don't really think that that's necessarily the case. Yes, actors on a world stage. So they can still use Iron Mike as a celebrity and still have him influence people and do talk show appearances and whatnot. People still like Iron Mike as a celebrity. But if you look into like how much money he spent and what happened to all his properties, we're to believe a guy who made 500 million like just accidentally blew all of it. And he has to do all these like low level TV appearances and talk show appearances and do stupid shit these days in order to maintain his fame. It's just really stupid. If any of us ever made a million or 100 million, would you be so stupid as to spend all of it and not have anything left to show for it? No. So when I hear stories about that, oh, this player made 50 million and then they spent all of it and now they're broke and they filed for bankruptcy. I'm like, bullshit. Then they never had that much to begin with. Ain't nobody gonna get down to their last couple million and accidentally spend all of it. No way. If I accidentally blew 48 million and I was down to my last two out of the 50, I'd be like, fuck, okay, I'm not spending this last two. I'm just gonna hang on to this last 2 million. Totally not gonna blow all of it. Wouldn't you? Would you really blow all your money? Come on. But there's countless examples of these athletes supposedly blowing all their money. They just couldn't stop buying Lamborghinis and mansions and cocaine. Right. Right, because if you had 100 million, you would just buy Lamborghinis and mansions and cocaine until you ran out of money. Okay. Yes, when they made Mike into a cartoon character, it was kind of funny. But he's still a fraudulent athlete who participated in fixed phony fake fights, and he maintains the story that Tupac is dead, which makes him a fucking liar. So there's that. I don't think celebs go to prison. So, and then especially like, Donald Trump being arrested, that's fake and phony. So whenever the media is like, Donald Trump's about to be indicted on 100 counts and he's going to be in prison forever, it's all bullshit. No, he's not. It's all promotion to make you like him. And it works. So every time the news is like, Donald Trump got arrested, all the Trump lovers are like, they're trying to keep him out of the White House. I'm going to vote twice as hard now. The reason why they're trying to keep him out of office because they don't want him to win. So I want him to win twice as much now. See, so I know a shitload of Trumpers who all say the same thing. Well, why would they be talking bad about him all the time? They're trying to keep him out of office. Like, no, they're promoting him. Every time they mention his name is promotion for Donald Trump. They want you to rally behind him, and it worked. See? So the media tricks Trumpers into thinking that the media is against Trump to get people to rally around Trump, and then they rally around Trump just like the media wants them to do. See how that works? And then Trumpers automatically assume if you don't love Trump, then you must love Biden. So when I say no, both those guys are controlled pieces of shit, they're like, what? You're not choosing either side? Nope. They're both connected to the same evil, dirty bird. So yeah, when they tell people Trump's being indicted and he's gonna get arrested, it causes all the Trumpers to rally behind him. So it's basically promotion. When they say Orange Man bad, Trump lovers say Orange Man good. See? So therefore, all promotion of Trump being bad equals more people loving Trump, which is what they want. They want you to think the world's against Trump. They want you to think he's anti-establishment. Artie Cliffidou says, love your content, Jake. Kind of off subject, but what's your thoughts on the Texas border BS? Oh, I'm going to cover that Monday when shit starts popping off. So I already have plans after the football game, and I talked about it early on in this stream, that whatever they have planned at the border is going to be a psychological operation. It's going to be bullshit. So anything that has to do with convoy and truckers is going to be controlled and infiltrated. There ain't no truckers or convoy who's here to help you or save the day. The Canadian convoy didn't do jack shit. American convoy didn't do jack shit. This convoy won't do jack shit. Whatever we see go on down there will be a hoax. It'll be an act. So if shit pops off, I'll be ready to point out that it's fake and controlled. Yeah, here's the deal. We're going to have 2 weeks of no football, so they conveniently have a border thing planned for Monday. See how that works? The convoy already announced they're going to be heading towards the Texas border come Monday. You know, they want to make sure football games are over. And then there's a 2-week stretch before the Super Bowl. So they need to have something juicy to keep you entertained. And so Texas border crisis convoy is going to be going down. So I'll be covering that, and I already know it's going to be fake, phony bullshit. And there's going to be people who are going to infiltrate my comment section and tell me I'm wrong and that I'm just a negative Nancy. Yeah. Trump tards do so much mental gymnastics when reminded of what he's done. The worst Trump tard is the kind who touts the VAXX as a win. So yeah, Trump promoted the VAXX multiple times. He had on a little hat and went to Israel and touched the wall in Israel. So the fact that I have him on video with a tiny hat on, touching the wall, and promoting the vax, what more do I need? So when I point that out to a Trumper, they do have to do some crazy mental gymnastics. He only endorsed the vax to trick the Democrats into taking the poison juice. He knew that none of his own followers would take it, so Trump tricked all them Democrats into taking their own poison, playing some 5D chess. See? And then when it comes to the Q shit, they have like some of the most ridiculous theories ever about like Trump, saving children from tunnels and there being a shadow government that's replaced all the bad guys and thrown them in Guantanamo Bay and stuff, and that Trump and the good guys are behind the scenes putting the bad guys in Guantanamo Bay. So there's all this Q horse shit out there to give the Trumpers hopium that all this magical stuff's going on behind the scenes. And yeah, there's people who actually buy into that. So every once in a while, they'll come tell me, "You're about to see it all go down. You're about to see all them bad guys get thrown in Guantanamo." Yeah. You just got to keep trusting that plan and be high on hopium. See, my thing is like, well, Trump will be out of office after 4 years. So if he does come back, he'll only get 4 years and then he'll be out. And then what if The Rock and Vice President Oprah take over? Seems to me America's not going to be great then. So if you're a Trumper, you're only going to get 4 years of fake ignorance, bliss, happiness, and then a Democrat is going to take over. So the way they do it is like Republican will be there for 8 years, and then Democrat for 8 years. They swing it back and forth. It's not like one side takes over for 30 straight years. Not like, oh yeah, it's been Republican for the last 40 years. No. So they swing it back and forth so that they can please and piss off both sides about 50-50, and they can accomplish their evil goals and push both agendas, the lefty agenda and the righty agenda, and disguise their evil plans by having one puppet president push one set of evil agendas, then the next puppet president shows up, pushes the other evil agendas. They can just swing it back and forth, and it's still all the same evil agendas getting accomplished. The same game. Ryan Handy says, "You're awesome, Jake. Keep doing what you're doing." Thank you very much, Ryan Handy. I appreciate the donation. All right, guys, I'm getting tired. I've been on here for almost exactly 3 hours, and so I'm going to wrap it up here and get off here. And so tomorrow, you got your fake phony football games. And then Monday, they're going to do that border shit, whatever it is. They're going to start doing something. And so I'll be watching the football games, ready to break down the fake action. And then I'll see what happens at the border Monday. I'll maybe make a video about that. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you to everyone who donated, commented, all that jazz. I will see you guys next time. And thank you for hanging out. Peace.